is a continuation of my other topic as I was going along. You see, I was talking about the man and the woman. A woman is a reflection of a man. Feel me? She's a representation of a man in public itself. The way the woman carry herself in public is a representation of the man that she's with. Is a representation of her father. Is a representation of a masculine entity in her life or in her environment. So if a woman does not behave herself, if she's out here acting any kind of way, things that we would consider not woman like, you feel me, or that's not feminine, or this is like it's like out of order for a woman to behave in. This is a representation, a reflection of a lack of men in her life. It could be a weak man in her life, or it could be a representation of no man in her life, you feel me? And that's why most men take it very offensive and try to discipline their woman, because they feel like you are embarrassing me because look at the way you behaving yourself. You feel me? So they take it very personal when these women do not act the way they're supposed to act. You feel me? So that's why some niggas get violence and everything else like that. Da, da, da. But I'm not saying that a man is supposed to act like that. I believe a man is supposed to discipline her woman if she does not behave herself. But some niggas take it too far and da da da. But you feel me? If you're a true proton, you wouldn't have to worry about these things because she would believe in what you're selling her and she wouldn't behaving like that. But if a woman is arguing back and forth with you and it's consistently and over and over and over, that means she does not respect you or she's concerned about something in your life, da da da. So she might be reflecting something that is concerning her or she just unhappy in some form of way. You just don't have the right positive charge to convince her to act like to submit to you or act in an obedience to your teaching and your will. So I went out with a lot of girls in my past. I had a few girls who, once a girl start telling you, you always gotta ask a girl about her family and everything else like that. If a girl start telling you that she don't have a good relationship with her mother or father, that's a red flag. That's something you gotta be very very careful about. If she start telling you stories about I grew up I left the house when I was 13 or 18 or I've been taking care of myself since I was 17, 18, 19. Red flags, big red flags. You have to be very 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 careful about these girls, cuz a girl like that always believe that they always they always they always have the intention of believing that whatever they think goes. Like they haven't had that challenge in their life. They're like an out of control electron who's just out there. You feel me? They don't have that pull in. You see, a proton, a proton and a neutron is the only thing that can pull in an electron to orbit around it. So a girl who does not have any form of father figure or any kind of family structure in her life, and she literally had to be out there on her own and everything else, she's going. That's a red flag. I ain't say just forget about it and everything else, but it's a big red flag. That means you got to put your foot down a lot of times. Like you have to check her, literally check her, like because she don't have she haven't had that in her life. She probably grew up in a single mother's home and the mother didn't have the masculine traits to check certain behaviors, you feel me, for her to even be on her guard and be like, hey, that is wrong, don't do that, hey, stop it, like that, like, you feel me. Mostly women and daughters, they usually crash heads because the girls always compete with their mother, you feel me, most of the times if they have a good relationship, but most of the time they competing with each other, you feel me, if she don't have that masculine trait in the house. So that's just a red flag. That's something that I went out with a lot of girls. When I say a lot of girls, I don't know why I keep attracting that, but I always end up with a lot of girls who don't have the father figure and the mother figure, and I mean the father figure in their life, and you dealing with a female who is very in the alpha sense, cause she grew up, cause she grew up, what do you call it? Cause she grew up in a household where there was no manly figure. So she might sleep with multiple men without not even knowing what she's doing to you as a person. You feel me? She might be thinking that it's her way or the highway. You understand? Like, it's like very chaotic behavior. It's like uncontrollable. It's like they always think, well, I've been on my own for a long time, so I can't allow you to tell me what to do. Da, da, da. Those kind of attitude. It's like it's very like I don't need you. Da, 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 this, that, and the third. Like I've been taking care of myself. I make my own money. Da, da, da. You feel me? Those kind of attitude. You feel me? Even though a woman who has been around a man who had the proton and a neutron in her life, she don't care how much money she brings in. She still has a respect for an alpha figure or a male figure in her life. You feel me? She's still like, okay, although I'm bringing a lot of money in, this is the man in my life. She knows that, hey, if I need something changed in the house, if I need things to be moved, I need this man to do it for me. So it's not like I'm gonna wait until I need this person to do this for me. I know when I need it, I need to be my best behavior at all times, so he doesn't think twice about helping me. The other woman who didn't have that kind of figure in her life, she's only nice to you when she needs you for something. You see, that's the thing with these most of these girls. So you just red flags that you just gotta pay attention to. When she needs you, she's gonna be very, very nice to you. If she needs some extra money, she's gonna be extra nice. That's when she comes to a common sense. When those kind of women too, I've realized also too, when they have babies and everything else like that, it kind of humbles them down. So they're more likely to submit to a man where because she needs somebody to be a father in a baby's life and everything else like that. So she's more likely to submit to a man. So I think the problem that we have in most communities, and it's not just the black community, it's happening all around America. The single parent pandemic, it's like it's happening all around. The reason why we having these kind of things because we don't have both family structures in the house. We don't have true protons in the house. I don't even call it alpha no more. We call it protons. And you can tell by the way these men behave. You feel me? Even when they have the family structure in the house, the things that you allow your woman to conduct herself in, the way you allow your woman to behave is also a reflection of the man himself. You feel me? If you allow your woman to do certain things in her life, guess what? If you allow, you shouldn't even allow your girl to touch filth because she's the purest version of who you are. You feel me? Because if you know what it takes for a proton to attract an electron, then that means that is the best version of who you are. So you don't allow her to go through anything that will contaminate her. You feel me? Because she could be easily contaminated. So the best thing for you to do is to always keep her pure as possible. Never give her a reason to doubt, or never give her a reason to be disruptive. Because she don't have a cap on where to stop when she becomes disruptive. She goes all the way disruptive. You feel me? And that's the problem with most women. You feel me? So the best thing for you to do as a man is to always keep a woman at ease. You feel me? That's your job. Because you already, if you're an alpha, if you're a true proton, you already at ease with your core already. You have God behind you. You are the atom and God. You have a good relationship already. You're intertwined already. And the reason why you attract the female into your life itself is because you have this gravitational pull where a lot of women, you attract multiple women into your life because you have that commitment in your life. You feel me? You're already committed. Once a man is on his purpose, he will always attract women into his life. It never fails. Always. Sometimes you're not even looking and these bitches is just coming. They don't know why they coming. It's like the reason why they coming to you because it's like, you know what I mean? It's within us itself for her to come to you. She just being pulled into you. And you're like, what's good? Like, what's up? Like I don't even know. It's something about you like that. They start using words like mysterious and everything else like that. No, bitch, it's part of your genetic makeup to be next to me. Like you supposed to be here. You feel me? You dig? But anyway, the 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 woman is a reflection of a man. So it's very important for a woman to carry herself in the same. You cannot disrespect your man. You cannot if you disrespect yourself, you disrespecting your man in your life. You disrespecting your father, you disrespecting your uncles, you disrespecting your boyfriend. You have to know how to carry yourself, especially when you have a male figure next to you. You cannot do what the other girls do. The reason why she's even behaving in that way is because she didn't have the male figure in her life. That's why she's behaving that way, because she literally had to take care of herself since she was 13. Some of these, I know my last joint, she was what, 18? She left the house when she was 17. You feel me? I'm listening to the story and I'm like, yeah, she's gonna be disruptive. But me being Superman, I'm thinking, yeah, I can. Let me see if I can, help her change. But you have to literally overcome those years that she didn't have. So it's gonna take a lot of commitment on your part. You feel me? It's crazy. This is how they be having the disruptive behavior. This is how why most of these people are more likely to turn to be gay and everything else like that, because they didn't have that structure in their life. They are erotic. That's why you have the negative and the positive proton colliding against each other. They annihilate themselves because it's like they're supposed to annihilate themselves. They're supposed to disappear because that kind of behavior cannot sustain itself. You feel me? You need structure in your life. You feel me? That's why most of these people are more likely to commit crime. They always part of they're more likely to be jealous, envious, the narcissistical traits and everything else like that, because they're missing there's a missing the missing piece in there is that they don't have the unity of an atom. You feel me? The atom is what holds the proton and the electrons and the neutrons together, and the proton and the neutron together is called a nucleus. Now when you committed to your purpose, you become a nucleus. A nucleus, what is a nucleus? A nucleus is the same kind of bomb, the atomic bomb that they dropped on Japan. It's that powerful. So a man with his commitment, a man with his God in his life, is as powerful as a nuclear bomb. That's what they call it. A proton and a neutron together is called a nucleus. That's why you are able to attract an electron. You can't just attract an electron in your life. The electron is very stubborn. Her very nature is stubborn. So for you to attract something like that in your life, you have to be on your purpose strongly. You feel me? So that's why it's disgusting when I see a woman acting the same way. I don't blame her, nigga. I start looking for her man in her life. I'm like, yo, I start looking around like, what's your daddy ass? I gotta smack the shit out of this nigga. Look at what you creating, because your pussy ass. Look at what your daughter's doing out here. You feel me? You too nice to her. You're not being tough on her enough, like, because you don't have a core. You don't have respect for yourself. So she's a reflection of who you are. A woman is always gonna be a reflection of her man in her life. You feel me? Always. But I'm about to go in anyway, man. I can't be out here talking all day. But I just want to give you a clear picture. Now, on my next episodes of it, this is just energy talk. On my next episodes, I'll be breaking down each spectacle or part. I said spectacle, particle. So I'm gonna be talking more on the proton by itself, and more on the neutron by itself, or more on the electrons by itself. And I will also be talking about the nucleus of the bond between man and God. You see, when you have a relationship with God itself, no man on earth can break that apart. You feel me? When you have the proton and neutron, they call it nucleus. You feel me? Nothing can break that bond. You can attract as many electrons as you want. You can attract a 50 trillion women if you want to, if you have God in your life. Look at King David, look at King Solomon. They tell you in the Bible and everything. The Bible is real, my nigga. I ain't even gonna lie to you. This is probably the realest. This is the realest story I ever. That shit is crazy real. You feel me? It's scary real. But you feel me? But when you see a woman who is just sleeping around with a lot of men and everything else like that, either she don't have respect for the man that's in her surroundings, or she never had that example in her life to model after it. That example was never modeled for her. So she's more likely to sleep with a lot of men, or the community that she in is not a good representation. The woman reflects her environment, not just the men in her life, the environment too. So if she's sleeping with a lot of men, or she is committing a lot of crimes, or she part of a group, that means the man or leadership in her life is not modeling the right kind of behavior for her to do. She's only reflection of the man in her life. So that means she's doing what the most of the men is doing in life. So when you go to a new neighborhood, or you go to a new country, You got to take a look at the women in your life. Take a look around and see how they behave. And that will show you a reflection of the man in that environment itself. If you go to the Middle East, or you go to Israel, or you go to even a nation of Islam, you could look at the way their women act. These are a reflection of their men. And that tells you these men have some kind of structure in their life. They're just not fucking around. They're not leaving up to chance. You feel me? It's very, very important. But if you see these women committing crimes, if you see them just behaving however they want to behave, and that's a reflection of the leadership of the men in the community or in their life or the one that's related to them. So it's very, very important. That's why most men take it very personal when their women start behaving any and every how. It's like, bitch, you embarrassing me, huh? Why you embarrassing me, huh? Feel me? Now you have to put her in a place, a few smack across the head. I'm not saying don't do that, that's a lie. No, a little kick in the butt, don't do that. Just grab her and shake her a little bit. Feel me? All that kind of stuff. But don't do that. I holla.